I find myself getting angry when I start to feel really tense. That's sort of like a telling sign for me. Yeah, just that tensity in my body, and I want to remove myself from the situation, but it's really difficult to do that because I don't want to cause a scene, even though, well, if someone walked out crying, it's sort of like, oh, they're sad, they can leave, that's fine. But because I'm angry, people are just going to question it and they're going to talk about it and whisper and probably stare, which is really, I just can't deal with it. But it's like the best way I can find for myself is to remove myself from that situation, but it's really difficult for me to do that.
Everyone will kind of have different signals for how they know they're getting angry, and those physical signs we were talking about before can be a really good clue. I think we all have different anger styles as well that we kind of tend to lean towards in most situations. So when I'm talking about it with young people, I might draw a picture of a volcano and talk about the fact that actually for some people we bubble up and up and up and up until it sort of spills over the top. For other people, they might bubble up a little bit and then bang, straight away, you know? And so it's useful to know if you're someone who gets gradually more and more and more frustrated until there's an explosion, or if you're someone who kind of doesn't get much notice. So I think a useful thing is to sort of know your anger style and how you roll in that way. In terms of how you can tell if you're getting angry, I think you're going to feel it in your body. So I think it's really worth having a sit down with yourself and going, how do we know in our body when we're getting frustrated? So for me, I will notice that I start to get a bit tense, and you can see me clenching my fists, because for a lot of people, they will notice that their fists clench when they're angry. Some people might notice they get a really tight jaw. Or some people might notice that other people are kind of starting to interact with them in a slightly different way. So I think when you feel it in your body, and also you'll be noticing your thoughts in your head as well, thinking about what you're thinking about, which sounds really weird, but it's really important to be able to kind of notice what the soundtrack of your brain is sounding like at that time. So if you start to notice that your thoughts are feeling really frustrated, that can be a really good clue too. And I think the other thing to notice is that often frustrations can be cumulative. And what I mean by that is little things that build and build and build and build and build, and then all of a sudden there's too much to handle. I always think a good example of that is like, I don't know, you get up in the morning, you know you have to be up at 7 to be on the bus at 8 to be at class by 9, right? And you get up at 7, and that's supposed to be when the shower is free for you, and you hear that it's already on because someone in your house is still in there. And you get up and you go, okay, I'm going to take the higher road here, I'll get up. That's really annoying, but I'm going to get up, I'm going to go have my breakfast. So you go down to the kitchen, you trip over somebody's shoes that have been left in the hallway, which is really frustrating, and then you go to get your favourite cereal, you pull down the box and you notice that feels really light, and you go, oh my gosh, there's nothing in there. Someone has eaten the cereal, they've put it back in the cupboard, you know, or my plan is starting to derail, right? And then your mum or dad or someone comes in and goes, oh, do you mind, I'm running really late, can you go and bring the wheelie bins in? Or have you remembered you've got to have your graphics folder for today because you've got to submit some stuff for art? And all of a sudden, those three things all together are just too much, and you notice that you have a snappy, big reaction to that last one. So I think noticing when things are building up is really important, because if we can do something about it on the way through to calm our bodies back down, or kind of take that pot off the boil so it's not going to boil over quite so much, that's going to put ourselves in a better position for the next time we're feeling really frustrated. So in terms of things to sort of drop yourself down off the boil, things like distracting yourself, doing something that you enjoy, relaxing your body deliberately because your body's wanting to be in this kind of a state, breathing nice and slowly to sort of help calm it back down again, maybe even tensing and relaxing some of your muscles, those kind of things. And you might also have some sensory things that are really useful for you. So something you just like the feel of that just calms you down when you touch it, or you smell it, or you see it. Just using those things that you know help you feel okay to kind of be able to sort of bring that simmer down. And I guess some of the time we don't have the opportunity, like it might be that actually it's already got a bit too big for us by the time that we notice that we're feeling really angry. So in that situation, your job is to keep yourself safe and try and minimize the chance you do dumb stuff. And how we do that generally is by taking a break from the situation that we're in. And that might look like just walking away, or it might look like saying to a teacher, look, I'm sorry, I'm feeling really frustrated and overwhelmed. I need to take a breather, and then I'll come back and talk to you about this when I've calmed down. That's an incredible skill to be able to do that well, because what we know about anger is that it comes and goes like a wave. It feels like we're going to be frustrated about things forever, and it will just keep going up and up and up and worse like a rocket ship. What we know about it is that physiologically it doesn't do that. We get more and more and more and more and more frustrated, and then eventually it kind of drops back down again and we go back to feeling calm. So I think taking a break can kind of give us some space to do that. But basically, Our aim when we're feeling frustrated is to kind of calm down with the small things as we go. If things get too big and we know we're not going to be making good decisions, take a breather to allow that wave to roll through and that lid to come back online so that your thinking part of your brain is doing its job for you.